Welcome to. Listen, we cut up here. We have a good time. Welcome to our show. We are Trinity coaches. We are 3 life coaches with 3 perspectives and 1 solution. We are here for it. The giggles and everything else in between. We have a good time. I am still cracking up about our conversation before. And because I am that person, I feel the need for us to continue it here. I do, but we're
You
going to
don't just
move on.
put all the business out there.
I know, because I'm petty like that.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. That tickled me. That tickled me. Well, welcome, guys. Hi, Di Ford, our regular, all here, all the time, here for every show. We appreciate you, Di Ford. And
We do. Number one supporter in the house.
see, we have a fan club.
Cookies, Bookie. You want some cookies? We have 3 guests on tonight. Please put something in the chat box. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you know us from, or do you know any of us personally?
If you're following the page, how'd you find out about us? What you like about us? Come on, just let us know something. We
Let
love
us
to have
know
feedback.
something. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. You know, they like to be quiet sometimes.
They
So
just be coming to look and
they,
listen
I
and
know.
learn.
We're nice.
I mean,
I promise. We're nice.
we're nice. We are nice.
Mm.
We are. Well,
Yeah, they nice. They nice to y'all.
they like us. That's why they keep coming back. We have a really interesting letter to discuss. It's not one of our own. It's something that we came across and wanted to share it and discuss it, provide our feedback. It's very interesting. And as we discussed it, we felt collectively that, you know, there's some unknown factors that's causing the disconnect. So, Leanna, if you want to jump in and start reading.
Sure. Clear my throat. Make sure I can get it right so I can
We
sound
go.
fine.
Listen, we got clear a whole lot more than the throat because this is an interesting one.
Interesting is an understatement, but we're going to go ahead and give it to y'all. So it says, I am a mother of 2 girls, age 5 and 8. I love them both because they are my children and love is easy. However, I don't feel a motherly bond with the older one. I would die for her if necessary or do anything for her, but I genuinely do not think that I like her as a person. Her younger sister and I feel like soulmates. I feel butterflies when I see my 5-year-old. Everything about her makes me happy, even when she disappoints me. I always want to show her affection and cuddle with her. However, I do not share these same feelings about my 8-year-old. My 8-year-old annoys me. She acts depressed most of the time, mopes around. She's hypersensitive. She makes me feel like I have to walk on eggshells when speaking to her or correcting her. She's overly dramatic, just a sad fucking person. I do not enjoy her company. I do not like having casual conversations with her. I have tried, but I think that ship for a mother daughter bond has sailed with us. I, of course, provided her basic needs, keep her fed, clean, help with homework, keep her well groomed, buy her gifts. She has a nice room. She isn't mistreated. I just simply do not like her. I sometimes envision our future and realize when she is older, we likely will drift off as strangers. The end.
How old is this baby again?
8.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8, 8, 8, like 8.
Eight, eight.
And then the baby is 5. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 5. Wait, where's my camera? 5.
But she says she doesn't like this child as a person.
As a person. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Joy.
Hello,
Hi,
Joy. Thanks for joining us.
And hi, Carlette, Greg. Good evening. We have people here.
Y'all related. Y'all both got the same last name. Look, I'm all in people business. Okay, back to the letter.
This disturbed me, ladies. I mean, it started out good. I mean, you say you're a mother of 2 and you love them both and it's easy, but then you flip it.
Yeah, she said love is easy. Love is easy.
How are you going to say it's easy and then you flip it and turn around and say that you don't even like one of them? Like,
yeah. Woo!
Like, this is your baby.
Oh, okay. Well, we have sisters online. Okay. Well, thanks for telling me. I'm all in your business.
And that means that Joy shared our lives. So thank you so much, Joy.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Y'all keep chatting with us as we go.
Right. Give us your feedback and thoughts on this letter and comments too.
Yeah. So who's going to go first with pulling this letter and apart?
I went first last time, so y'all can go ahead. I'm gonna think on it.
I'll jump in on this.
Okay.
Because, and I'm gonna be nice.
Is the camera still just on me, or is it on all 3 of us?
The camera is still just on you, Leanna.
Okay, I was wondering, like, I think the people want to see everybody.
It's just so damn cute, girl. I just But I do want to say something about this because this just definitely concerns me. Children, they know emotional neglect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So you're saying that she's miserable, she always sad, she's always pouting, and they understand emotional neglect. So if you're showing love and cuddling and taking care of and nurturing your 5-year-old and you're not showing your 8-year-old that same affection, how do you think she's going to respond or act? She's being neglected. So I don't even get when she say that she treats her well. She takes care of her. She tries to love her and hug her. No, you don't. You said fucking when you're referring to your child.
Right.
A sad fucking person is what she said.
Yeah.
Like,
you're talking about a baby.
Right.
I don't know. I don't believe her story. I don't believe the whole bottom half of her story. I really don't. She has a nice room. She has things. She has
She keep her fed. She help with homework.
No,
I bet helping with homework is frustrating because you don't like her and she already has that energy that vibe is not right there. So you probably just tell her whatever so you can get her out of your space.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And you're trying to blame your child for the energy. That's all you, boo.
Yeah.
It's not your child.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It is. It's so sad. And y'all know emotions are my thing. I get into this space of trying to encourage people to feel and be honest with their feelings. And I read the letter and I thought, okay, this, she's acknowledging how she feels, but I think there's a chunk of stuff that's missing, because before she gets to the baby and how she feels towards the baby, there's an acknowledgement and an acceptance and a feeling that needs to happen internal. So how are you as a person? What did your mother-daughter relationship look like with your own mother, or the
Right.
woman in your life who was charged with raising you? What did that look like? And the emotions that you are attaching to the child from just how humans operate. I don't think it's fair, or even the child's response. It's not directly associated to this kid. She's redirecting misplaced emotions on this little girl. And Ginny, you said it. Children can feel neglect, emotional neglect. And this 8-year-old is responding to the emotional neglect that she's feeling from her mother. And it's heartbreaking. She's also looking at how she's being treated compared to her sister, who the mother calls her soulmate, or she's so in love with, or something like that. I'm sure there's a clear difference in how the 8-year-old is treated. So of course she's going to respond to that. Of course she's going to be sad. Of course she's going to be withdrawn. And there's something that sometimes as parents we do. We think the material things are, they represent love. So she said, oh, she's treated nice. I've given her a good home. I'm giving her
a nice room.
things. She has a nice room. A nice room without real, genuine, authentic love from your mother is like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. That what that child wants is a real bond, a real connection.
Right.
So the nice room, and I treat her well. If you're not loving her genuinely, there's no treating well that's happening, because it starts with the love.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if this continues, there's going to be a lot of emotional trauma that's going to manifest and show up in very unfortunate ways as this young lady grows. And at 8 years old, the mother's already preparing for a separation. When she becomes a grown woman, we're not, we're not gonna talk. We're gonna separate. Really? I mean, so between 8 and 18, the next 10 years, in your mind, you already thinking and believing you're having absolutely nothing to do with your daughter. So you're gonna treat her as such. This is, it's a really, really sad situation for the 8-year-old, for the mom, and even the
5-year-old.
Even the 5-year-old is watching and bearing witness to the mistreatment of her sister. And she's learning, right? She's also learning how to treat her sister.
Yeah. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a generational curse.
It does.
There's
a backstory.
It really does. There's a backstory to this. This may have happened when she was a child. She could have been the one that mother nurtured, or she could have been the one that mom did not nurture.
Yeah, that's very true.
She knows separation. She knows that she could have a child that she can love and adore, and she can have a child that she can ignore and neglect.
Yeah.
Because that could have been the story of their family history. So that's true.
Yeah.
When I first read this letter, the first thing that came to my mind was, I forgot my thoughts. But I had a thought. It was all together. It was all right there, and then that just kind of went away. But my whole thought was like, how can you, as a mother, be separating your children? And there is a lot of backstory. I agree with what both of you say, because there is a lot of backstory. There is trauma with the mom. The mom has went through and endured some things and watched things, and now she's adding that on. But this 8-year-old shouldn't have to suffer.
Yeah.
She's going to need extensive therapy. She is, because she's going to need to be able to sit and talk to someone who's biased of the situation, because she probably can't talk to the family about anything because they're probably real judgmental of what's going on. But this mom needs help. She needs some help herself. She needs to sit down and talk to somebody about whatever she's going through, because she's holding on to some things and now she's putting those things on her daughters, and that's going to hurt them. There should never be any favoritism at all with kids. Not at all. I joke with mine. I'd be like, "You my favorite," but not for real.
I tell Michael that too. I tell Michael, "You're my favorite." He was like, "Mom, I'm your only child." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why you my favorite."
And you got it easy. I just be whispering to mine. They do something for me. I'd be like, "Ooh, that's why you my favorite. Don't tell the other two."
Well,
And
y'all
then they
know
come
I
back.
tell all three of mine. I don't like neither one of y'all. Let's make this clear. I love you. I love you to death, but no, mommy don't like you.
But it should never be a point in the baby is 8. So when I would love to know, at what point in this 8-year-old's life did you realize, I don't have a bond with her, I don't have an attachment with her? Was it once you got pregnant with the 5-year-old, then things started to change and become different because now you're pregnant with another baby and it's somebody else's baby? Maybe, we don't know. But now, oh well, I have something new now, you're old, I'm not going to deal with you.
Yeah.
And so you then shun that baby, and that's not fair. That's not fair at all. I read this letter and I got so insulted. I was just like, how 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 do you have that emotional detachment from a baby, from a child that you carried for 9 months? Right there, that's an automatic attachment. As soon as you
Right
feel that
there.
first kick, that
Right.
first, you like, woo,
From the
it's
time we
real.
take the pregnancy test, right? It's like, you
Oh,
that's
well,
it
I
right
don't
there.
know. Because no, that wasn't for me, because I took 3 pregnancy tests and all 3 times I cried. But that's not here or there. So I wasn't joyful at all. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't joyful not one time out of the 3 times. There was no happiness, but it became happiness.
We had a few comments, and one of the comments was, "Just because you have a baby doesn't mean you're supposed to be a parent," which is
Ain't that the truth?
That's true. Yeah.
because not all mothers or fathers, for that matter,
Mhm.
are parents. Just
Yeah.
because you're able to produce doesn't make you a parent. So I do
Yeah.
agree.
I do agree with that too.
Joy says, 8 years old, no mother-daughter relationship. What's happening with the mom?
That's a
Yeah.
good question,
That's a
Joy.
good question. Yeah, you nailed it with that. The mother surely is the driver of the relationship. She's the responsible party. And how she's choosing to love her child or not love her child is purely a reflection of
Of
how
herself.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, when I read it too, I again, added my own thoughts to it. Like, could it be this? Could it be that? And I thought, well, perhaps the 8-year-old, there's some issues with the dad. Maybe there's some anger that the mom, something happened with that relationship, so she's taking it out on her daughter. Because again, at 8 years old, what could you really do that
Nothing.
causes such? Yes, like, I mean, that
No. So that was my thought. It came back now that I reread the letter. I'm having some, don't let the gray hair fool you. I'm having some old people moments right now, but don't let the gray fool you. But my whole thing is, she says that when the 8-year-old is grown, they are going to drift apart as strangers. And so when I read this letter, when I read that, my first thought was that 8-year-old that she feels is going to be a stranger is going to be the one that's going to have to come and take care of her, because that lovely 5-year-old that you have such a great bond with is going to be the one that's going to disappoint you in the future. And that's kind of how I feel, because usually that's how it works. Most parents, they have their chosen one and they just yearn and bond, and then that chosen one breaks their heart. Then they have to crawl back to the one that they neglected. And then it's going to be up to that child to decide what they're wanting to do. Now, with extensive therapy, she may forgive her and then she may do what she needs to do. But
Yeah.
that's something we don't know what the future will hold with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to that to that point, Leanna, a very good friend of mine, she grew up for the first couple of years with her parents, both parents, right? Then somewhere along life's road, her dad wrote them a letter. She's the only child for her mom and dad, together, but she has an older brother, and her dad wrote them a letter, and he kind of divorced them, right? Walked away, turned his back, was done. And later on in life, she's grown now. He got sick and, you know, passed away. And in talking, she made peace with how he treated her, and she did the right thing. She stepped up and um, handled arrangements and really did the best she could, even though he had abandoned her. By when she made the decision that she was going to bury her father, they were like strangers. But before she got to that point, she had to do so much healing and so
So
much therapy and so much crying and so much letting go. And, forgiveness happened, but it took a lot of work. It took a lot of really sitting still and going to God and releasing it. So, because of the healing, she was able to say, you know what, at the end of the day, I still call him dad, whatever, just by biology, if nothing else, because they really didn't have a relationship. But she did not want to sow that seed and have her children reap it,
mhm.
So she said, I'm going to do what's right. And that's what you said, that it happens in real life. The
It
the one
does.
the one that the parents decide, oh, this is my child and I love this child more than this and whatever. And it usually it's the one that you turn your back on.
Yeah. I mean, just my own situation with my dad. My dad and I wasn't close. My dad wasn't in the house with me. And my dad didn't choose a favorite child. He chose his wife over his children. So that was a whole nother thing. So it was a separation point. But when my dad was on his dying days, his wife left him broke, busted, and disgusted. So who did he have to call on? He had to call on his children. So then he called on his children because now who he needs is us. But those years that you were with her, you pushed us all away because she didn't want us around. So it does come back, and that's how it usually works. I mean, I got my closure because I had to go through that healing. I had to learn to forgive. I had to learn to do that. And so before he died, I was able to go and get my closure and talk to him and express how I actually felt, because sometimes you need that. And
Yeah.
you never know, this 8-year-old down the line, when she gets that opportunity, she's going to probably need to be able to tell her mom, you wasn't there for me. You didn't talk to me. Like, communication is an issue. It might be easier to talk to a 5-year-old because she's still a baby in so many sense. But now the 8-year-old is trying to grow into becoming a young girl, and you don't know what she's dealing with at school. She could be being
Oh,
bullied.
yes.
She could be having issues with grades, but you're supposedly helping with homework. But how is that? If you don't even like this little girl, then you probably shunning her off. Like, yeah, well, okay, that looked about right. Get out my face. You just don't know because that energy. So however how you're bringing this is just very unsettling. It's something in you that the little girl is bringing out. Maybe she's reminding you of yourself when you was 8.
Mhm.
Mm, mm.
So now you're looking at a reflection of you, and now you don't know how to deal with that because at 8 you had to deal with this, and this is what you did, and maybe she's not doing what you did, and so you don't know how to handle that. It could be a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And at 8 years old, um, I think my son is 11, right? And we have pretty good conversations. But there are things that I have to help coach him through because he's just not able to articulate it because he's a
Mhm,
kid. So
mhm.
the daughter is feeling all of this angst. Her emotions are in a knot, and she more than likely is not able to really express in clear language how she's feeling.
And you never know, it could be an intimidation factor, because if she tries to express herself, the mom could be intimidating, because the mom says, I don't want to walk on eggshells around her. So what she does, so that she doesn't have to walk on eggshells, is she intimidates the 8-year-old to make her feel threatened or feel scared, so that she doesn't have to walk on eggshells.
Or she just avoids her altogether.
Altogether.
That's what I think.
Altogether.
You're avoiding
True.
her altogether, and you're creating chaos in your household. There's no way she can sit there and say that she has a happy home.
No,
None
absolutely.
at all.
Absolutely no way. Because I am quite sure, and we touched on it, that 5-year-old sees what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're probably creating resentment between the 8-year-old and the
And the
5-year-old.
yeah,
Mhm.
You
big
know what I'm saying?
time.
That 8-year-old might be acting out on the 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-year-old may be acting out on the 8-year-old because mom don't like you. Why should I like you?
Right. It is
Mhm.
truly not a house of love.
No.
Creating chaos in your house. And we have beat up the mom. We sat here, we beat up the mom, but then you have to really think about the mom. Like
Yeah.
something is really wrong there.
Something is wrong with her.
Yeah.
Something is going on with her. And for sure, I would, recommend therapy for sure.
Absolutely.
Get to the root of the issue. What is
Absolutely.
going on? What happened? Peel back the layers, really dig deep to figure out how you can move forward in a positive and productive, loving relationship
Because
with
there's still time. This baby is 8 years old.
she's 8, right? But the crazy thing is she's written it off as when she becomes grown, we're done.
Right.
And she's
Once
8.
we get to 18, all I got to do is get her to graduation, and then we done. She can go her way, I'm going to go mine. And then me and my little baby, we're going to live life happily ever after.
Well,
Yeah.
they may not make it to graduation because you're raising an angry child. That's gonna happen.
Right.
Your child is gonna be angry. She's gonna act out. She's gonna do things that she's not supposed to do. Because maybe that's what
She's
gets
gonna
her
look for
attention.
love in the wrong places.
Right.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
Gonna look
some
for love.
attention is better than no attention. So it don't
Yes.
matter what kind of attention she's getting attention. So she
Mhm.
gonna go out and do it.
Yeah. She's gonna absolutely find love and attention in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want.
Right.
No.
That is not what we want.
No.
What we want.
I don't know. I hug on my kids all the time. I kiss on my kids all the time. They may not like it because they teenagers, but I don't care. I be like, come here, give me a hug. And if they like try to give you one of them little, like what I call them little church hugs, I be like, no, hug me tight. I'm not letting you go. You got to hug me tight. Because we love each other around here. I'm not letting you go. They be like, oh my God, I don't care. Call on them. That's right. Call God to squeeze your mama tighter. Because she ain't letting you go.
Yeah. When we drop Michael off to school, he's like, oh my gosh, mom, no, not right now. Not. I'm like, dude, if you don't want me to act more of a fool, you better give me a kiss, give me a hug, and go on about your way. We could be done. We could do it one of two ways. Hug me, kiss me, keep it moving, or I'm gonna act the fool. Which one you want?
He probably, I'm going to take number 1 for 100, Alex.
Hurry up, Mom. Hurry up. Hurry up.
That's exactly what he That's exactly what he was like. Oh my gosh, Ma. Oh my gosh. Listen, it could be real easy. It's not hard around here at all.
Not hard around here either. I don't know. I'll say my oldest, he don't mind. Like before we started, he was on his way to work. He came, gave me a hug, and I kissed his cheek, and he went on out the door. That's everyday routine. It's morning, noon, and night. Well, not noon because they at school and I'm at work, but morning and night. It's like every day. It's clockwork. Yeah. My other two, before they go to bed, they come give me a hug and a kiss, and in the morning when they get up, they give me a hug and kiss. So it's like we start the day and we end the night that way. It's always, you got to start the day saying I love you, and you'll end the day saying I love you, because that's what I'm raising them on. It's a house of love. I don't want y'all to ever walk out and feel like, oh, well, she didn't tell me she loved me. I don't know. No, it's never going to ever have a doubt in your mind that your mom going to always love you.
Exactly.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Any advice for the mom from Joy, Carlette, Di? I can't see who else is on, if there's anyone.
It's 2 people that's on. Hold on, let me see something. But yes, it's 2 people that's on here now.
Okay.
Any advice?
For mom?
Any
Any
suggestions?
I
suggestions?
will say that if this person was actually one of our writers and she sent this email to us, I would suggest that you go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
But after therapy, I would suggest that you sit with me. I am helping ladies right now that suffered with this generational curse. That's my whole niche, the generational curse. I'm trying to break that. So, if you're out there and you're dealing with mental and emotional abuse from your childhood and you seek the therapy and you're looking to move beyond wherever you're stuck at right now, then I would be the person that you would talk to. I am Ejena Melissa of Creating a Lifestyle, and this is my focus. I am breaking generational curses. I've been there, I've done that, I've seen it. I can empathize with it, and that's why I suggest therapy for her. And
Mm-hmm.
after the therapy, come see me, come talk to me. Let's work this out. Let's move beyond this pain. So
Mhm.
this would be my client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much potential, right? I mean, she
Mhm.
has the capacity in her to be a really loving, and we all do.
Mhm.
So hopefully she's not feeling where, her letter suggests that she is feeling like there's no hope.
She's
Because of
hopeless.
she's
Mhm.
yeah, because of that whole line that she wrote about we're gonna be strangers. She's like, this is it, it's done.
Mm.
So hopefully, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're following us on Facebook, wherever you are in the world, hopefully you really hear what we're saying and accept the fact that there is hope. Change is possible. As Ginny
Mhm.
mentioned, she
Absolutely.
deals with this is her soul work, dealing with trauma and breaking those generational curses. So there is hope. There's a lot of potential and possibilities if you choose to get the help that you need.
Mhm.
Right.
And Leanna,
Mhm.
you want to remind our audience why we are encouraging women to go to therapy and what's different as far as coming to us as a life coach?
Get put on the spot.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, there is a huge difference between therapy and life coaching. Therapy is when you are working with someone to deal with things from your past that are affecting your present. So, whatever you are going through, whatever you're dealing with, most of the times in life, whatever we have been through is going to affect what we're currently going through in some kind of way. A lot of times we don't know it until we sit down and talk through it and work through it and think through it. So that is what a therapist does. Life coaches, we are future driven. We're trying to get you from where you are to where you're trying to go. Those goals, those things you're trying to achieve, trying to show you how to love yourself. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm a self love coach. So I'm going to show you how to love yourself. I want you to look within, love you. When you learn to love you, you will care about you and your confidence will go up, 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 and away. That's what I'm trying to do
Mhm.
for you. But anyway, that's the difference. I mean, life coaches, we are here for you and to help you get to your future self, to be a better future self than where you were. Whereas therapy is talking about what you went through and what you've endured in your past, from trying to heal you from that to get you to where you're wanting to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Tara, you want to explain your emotional
Yeah.
intelligence and where you are and what you do?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with what you guys mentioned in terms of therapy versus life coaching. One of the things that we do within this space of Trinity coaches, is we're trying to normalize the conversation, put it out there that coaching is available to all of us. It is necessary in some instances, and it's helpful, right?
Mhm.
I believe we all should have coaches. I have coaches. I am a coach, and it works, right?
Coaches need coaches.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So we use this platform to create the awareness of what we do. Um, we connect with people who are looking to move ahead. And the coaching relationship is a co creative relationship between the coach and the client. The client there's the power within the client that we try to tap into to help them to be who they are destined to be. And for me, it begins with your emotions, how you feel, that aspect of your life that drives every decision. How you feel, you show up differently if you feel sad versus if you feeling great about yourself. Your emotions are drivers. Now, you are not your emotions. And that's something I try to explain to, clients all the time. Your emotions are a part of you. There's nothing wrong with having emotions. It's a part of you. You are the observer of the emotion. So you can feel angry, but it doesn't mean you're an angry person. That's
Right.
just what you're feeling. And I use my platform, Life's Purpose Unlock, and the program that I created to help clients is to get in tune with their emotional self. If you can get in touch with your emotions, be aware of who you are. My niche specifically is working moms. I help them to, get over burnout if they're in that space, or prevent it completely. But a big part of my program is tending to those emotions, because we do carry a lot of ill feelings and angst about ourselves, and we need to address those because those feelings manifest in how we show up. So that's my whole thing with emotions. It's like it starts in here, and you have to be centered. And I'm so passionate about it, because I know when you feel good, you show up really, really, really brilliant in the world. And if you show up brilliant in the world, you take bold steps. You feel confident, you move progressively.
Yes.
And it's just so important, especially for my working mother population. We contribute a lot to society in all aspects of it. So we need to tend to our emotions. My son is in the background. I told y'all I can't promise quiet. He over there doing a whole bunch. He's trying to get my attention. I'm not looking. Now he's starting to shake the bottle. I'm a working mom.
You guys
As
should
we
follow
all are.
Tara. Follow Miss Tara on Instagram. She does amazing posts, and you get to see her
Yes.
life, and I love it. And to find you on Instagram, is it under Life's Purpose Unlocked, or is it
Yes,
Tara?
it's on the Life's Purpose Unlock. Follow me there for sure. I am on Facebook, but I will say I'm like, we had a laugh earlier about whether I had a Facebook business page versus a regular Facebook page. Listen, and what's funny, one of my coaches, Carrie, she bust out laughing. She was like, "Well, how many friends do you have on Facebook?" And I said, "About 20." And she started laughing. And I'm like, "What's funny?" She really thought I was trying to be hilarious. But I'm learning Facebook bit by bit. I'm
Tara's new to this social media thing. She
I
just started
am.
social media this year.
I
So we
can't
can
ask her anything.
Yeah.
we can go ahead and say that because she's new to all the platforms, what she doing on Instagram had me blown away. I'll be like, girl, I ain't even learned how to do that yet.
And I'm so goofy with it. I'm so goofy with
You're
it.
doing an
It's
amazing job. Amazing. And Leanna, she's always on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and making you smile. And she's always in her car. And
That is it. That is life. That is Leanna's life. It's been Leanna's life since I had kids and activities. I used to tell people when I used to be on the soccer sideline, they'd be like, well, I'd be like, I live in my car because I leave from here and I go here and I go there. And I'm only at home in my bed for a few hours and then I get back up and I go get in my car. And it doesn't help that I have a job, my day job. I work in the community. So I'm in the car. I'm finding homeless people, trying to see what they need so I can help them. So it doesn't help. I stay in my car. So yes, I take a lot of selfies in my car. I'm
yeah.
always smiling. That's me.
all the time. If you
But
looking
it's
at
gonna be in the car.
that's the one right there.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yet, I am like the self-love life coach. I am looking to work with women adulthood women, young adults, 25 and up is what my age is. So I'm working with women who are struggling with not feeling selfish about looking out for you, because that's the problem with a lot of us. We feel like we do anything for ourselves, it will neglect or take away from somebody in the household or anything else. I mean, we are women, and as women, we wear multiple hats. We are the doctor, we the nurse, we the
Yeah.
teacher. I mean, last year for 2020, if you had kids in school, you was a teacher that you didn't want to be.
Yes.
You got to be the banker. In my case, I was the driver. I'm a chauffeur. I got to take my kids everywhere. So we wear a lot of hats, and we're always on the go, and we're always busy. And when we're doing that, we find that we neglect ourselves a lot of the time. We put ourselves on the back burner because, well, we'll do it later. We'll get to it later because my kids need this. My husband need that. My this needs this. So everybody else is going to go before us.
Yeah.
Well, what my program does is I work with women to help you realize that you are a priority, you are important, and you are worthy. You are loved, and you should be treated that way. It's not going to take anything away from you to do anything for you. And self-love starts with you. When you learn how to love yourself unconditionally, then you start learning how you can implement doing things for yourself without feeling that regret of, oh my God, I'm not going to buy myself them shoes because Little P, we gonna need this later on down the line. No, buy your new shoe if you can afford it. Now look, I put my disclaimer up every time. Don't go back talking about what Leanna said, buy them shoes and your light bill due. No. Buy the shoes if you can afford it. Okay, that's my disclaimer. Don't come back talking about Leanna told you do nothing. But you need to learn to take care of you. And when you start doing all that, like Tara said, when you start learning to love you and you're doing things for yourself, it builds your confidence. And when you're building your confidence, you're walking in a light like, hey, I look good, I feel good, everything is just coming together. So my program works with women to help them get to those steps. And a lot of time women don't recognize or realize that, I don't love myself as much as a lot of times I've learned talking to women is that we put this front of, oh, I love myself 100% and I care for myself. But really, it's just the wall. Because behind the wall, you like, man, I really wish, oh, I don't really do. So it's just a barrier. And I'm here to break walls, baby, and bring them up authentically so that you really do love you, care for you, and have that confidence that you really want.
Love it.
Yeah.
A lot of that, man. A lot of that.
Yeah. And you make some really good points in the fact that we do the most, right? And we don't always prioritize ourselves. And it's time for us to shift that thinking, right? A part of my program, I talk about setting boundaries. And actually, I am a co-author in a project that's coming up where my chapter specifically focuses on, just kind of putting guardrails around us that protects us, because we need to look within, right, Leanna?
That's right.
It's so important that we really take time for the nurturing of self, emotionally, physically, mentally, because we do way too much and we operate from a space where we don't have those protective guardrails in place. So much so that, that book project, it's a collection of authors writing about what life, Letters to Our Little Sisters, that's the title of it. And we're trying to just provide a guide for younger generation, and with the hopes that to just self-care and self-love and being future and present driven and dealing with hard stuff.
Right.
There's so much that can happen for us if we just put ourselves on that priority list, man. Just make it important. Make yourself important.
Self-love is not selfish. It is necessary to have a healthy, balanced life. That is something I tell people all the time, because a lot of times we do feel like, oh, well, I can't. Oh, well, it's not selfish. It's selfish for me to know. it's selfish. And it's funny because in my program, my girls, I call them my budding butterflies. My budding butterflies. That's what I call them, because I was like, I don't like calling them clients. Like during the day when I'm at work, I have my clients. So I don't want to call my girls my clients, and I don't want to call them just my girls. And since my program is structured fully or a lot around the butterfly, so because of that, they are my budding butterflies, because when they come, they are caterpillars, but when they leave, they are butterflies.
All
So
right.
that's how it works. Oh, look, let me see. Let me see if I can get my shirt down. Okay.
Oh, look at you. I
I
saw
love
that
it.
earlier. Yes, that is.
So my
Love
shirt
it.
says, I've looked within. My shirt says, I've looked within and now I'm ready to fly. Because when you complete the program, you have looked within and you are now ready to fly because you've become the butterfly.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Amazing.
my budding butterflies, they get to go through the process of the steps of caterpillar to butterfly stage. And when they leave, they fly away and they are full and healthy. They've looked within, they've dealt with the things, and they're like, okay. Like my one of my ladies, she's like, I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm excited for you. I'm excited because to see where she started and to see where she become, and I love to brag about it. Not to brag, but I just love to say
it becomes a reward for you because
Yeah.
you showed
It
up for them and
is.
you see.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I love about what I do, because
Exactly.
I am right now implementing this new program. It's a group program, so I want to have a group for women to get together to transform their lives. Like I said, I talk a lot about generational curses. I talk about the things that people really don't want to talk about because they feel it's taboo. It's not
Mm-hmm.
taboo anymore. We need to open up our mouth and talk about our feelings and our hurt and our pain. We need to get that out. That's how we become present, as in today
Yes.
and future driven. If you're not talking about it, if you don't have any release, then you're stuck in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So my group, I am looking to transform a group of women. We get together, we talk about it, we move forward, we talk about what we want for our lives. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm creating this group. So if you do follow me, you will get updates on when that is going to start. I'm hoping to start with 10 to 20 women. So look for me and my transformation. It's going to be, it's called Girlfriends Transformation. So look for that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
exciting.
Exciting. Yes.
And
That's
what better way to have that discussion than with a group of like-minded women that all are in there with the same goal.
Right.
yeah.
So
Right.
nothing to be shy about, ashamed of. Yes, I've been abused. Yes, I've been hurt. Yes, that shit hurts. We're gonna talk
Yes.
about
And be
it.
real. Yeah. And because you know what, the mom in our letter, if she had that safe space to really talk about how she felt, what she went through, perhaps things would be going differently. Right?
Absolutely.
Because
Right.
sometimes a lot of people just don't open up because of fear of judgment, or,
Mm-hmm.
they just don't trust. And
Right.
And there's
the
things that it's hard for you to talk to your family about.
your
It's hard to talk to
right,
friends
right.
about. So if you have a group of peers that's been through the same thing, there's nothing hard about having that discussion and you're getting it off your chest.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yes,
So
yeah,
that's the purpose of this group.
yeah. That's
A lot of
awesome.
times, a lot of times, a lot of us coaches have been through whatever we're going, whatever our niche is. The reason why we're doing it is because we've been through it and we've lived it.
We've lived it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's so
So I'm going to bring up what we're going to do next week or next time we're on, which is when? On the 30th.
the third. Okay.
We'll be back Thursday on the 30th. Actually, it's not even going to be the next time. It's not going to happen until October.
Yeah, it don't happen until October. This is our second time, twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
So
so
it's October 7th.
excited. I'm
October.
excited.
October 7th.
Yeah, October 7th, we're going to have our children on the show.
Yes, yes, yes,
That's
yes.
going to be amazing. We're going to have our kids on the show and we're going to ask them questions
Woo!
Ooh, Jesus be
about,
offense. Let us start praying now. I'm glad we got some time. Boy, I'm
Yes,
glad.
yes.
we're going to ask them questions for them to answer about their mother. Okay, so it's going to be some hard questions. The kids going to be able to openly answer those questions. without getting a spanking, right, ladies? We're not gonna
I'm
spank.
not making any promises. I'm just not gonna make any
So
promises.
see, what had happened was
Micah over there clearing his
With
throat.
adult children, they have little children. So my adult children, I don't know what they're gonna say, but they're gonna tell you the truth about their mother and their childhood.
I have teenagers, and so you just never know what come out of a teenager's mouth nowadays. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see.
I'm going to prep. I'm not going to even prep them. I'm going to let them know that on October 7th, they need to come and be prepared. And they're going to answer some questions about their mom that they supposed to answer honestly. Just don't look at me when you answer, because then that's going to make the people think that I do stuff to you. Because, you know, be like, do your mom say certain stuff to you? No.
Yeah.
And Leanna, look at us. Just keep your eyes on us. But that could be a good show. Have you ever thought about doing that? Have you, and I'm talking to my audience, have you ever thought about just sitting yourself down in a chair and having someone ask your child some questions about you and they answer it freely, openly, and you just take it? Like you just have to hear how they feel and what they think about you?
You're like, wow, that's going to break my heart. I'm going to go in my room and cry.
Okay.
You know, I'd never thought about doing that until we had discussed it. Because my kids are they're very honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think, you know, and I have a really good relationship with them. We have good conversation and rapport. So they be telling me all kind of stuff. Have y'all heard about the latest new TikTok trend? Not the three at all. But there's a new TikTok trend that's going around where they're telling the kids to go and vandalize the schools and steal stuff out the schools. So they've been vandalizing the bathrooms and stealing mirrors out the bathrooms and just doing stuff just to tear up the school property. So my kids been telling me about this for a while. So yesterday, my oldest son brought home a picture where they had ketchuped the bathroom. And then my daughter said they stole the bathroom mirror. So like everything that's been going on has been going on in the bathroom. But they like the TikTok trend. Yeah, in the schools. So they were like, huh?
Is it in your children's school?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. And
well,
I'm just like,
someone get out? How did they get out of the school with the mirror?
I have no clue. I don't even want to know. They were like the trans telling them to steal computers. Somebody stole a projector. I was like, I said, God, I said, so if TikTok told the kids to go find you a bridge and jump, they doing it. My kids was like, we not doing it. Well, matter of fact, are y'all doing this trend? They like, no, ma'am, we not doing it. Because Lord, I don't know what's wrong with this new generation, and maybe they need to have their parents sit down and have a talk with them too. Maybe it's the disconnection of communication, because a lot of parents don't talk to their kids. They don't know what's going on in their kids' lives.
That's a big part of the issue right there. That's a big part of the issue. Parents are, you know, scrolling. They're on IG and Facebook and doing, you know, things that kind of kill the engagement with the children and just being parents. It's just so sad. But
I be all in my kids' business. I be all in their room. I be, who you on the phone talking to? Well, who is that? Where they live at? What's your mama name? I'm an old school mama. You know how when you were growing up, you be like, I ain't gonna never be like that if I have kids.
And then you realize why mama or why daddy was doing and saying the things.
Exactly.
Because I am my mama all over again. Yeah. My kids' business. I be like, So what she say? For real, I know all the kids gossip because baby, my daughter be telling it. Oh, she spill all the tea. I be like, what? They driving on the bus? What?
I don't know what be going on in my kids' life because I have to drive to their house to find out.
Oh Lord. Because you don't like to answer your phone, we know.
Oh my goodness. We are almost to time. This conversation always flies by so quickly.
Well, it's always a good time when you're having, time flies by when you're having fun.
That's what they say, right? That's exactly right. That is
So, how did our audience like our show tonight? How did we do, ladies? How did we do tonight? We have
def-
go on.
definitely like and share and comment.
Comment.
Please,
Yes,
please visit us on Facebook. Leanna's Facebook page is up right now. You can see it.
Yes.
Here's Miss Tara's page here. Tara of Life's Purpose Unlocked.
there you go.
She might show up for y'all. I don't know. She might be on Facebook.
I'm,
Cause
follow
she
me
don't know
on
how many pages she got. So
Instagram, she's on there.
Definitely, you can connect with me on Instagram for sure. And yeah, I am on Facebook. I think the other day I shared the book project that I mentioned. I shared that, so I'm definitely there. You can connect with me on
Mm.
Facebook, but I am more active on Instagram.
Yep. And I remember a time when she wasn't active anywhere.
Yeah,
She was active
in the
in
in the
nothing.
beginning.
yeah.
Right. You had like
I
3
am.
friends. I'm like, what are you doing?
I am definitely that person who dances to the beat of her own drum, and I take it on my pace. But
Mm.
bit by bit, it's coming together.
Yep.
This whole social media world. It's funny to me sometimes, but hey, I'm here.
I am on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. So yeah, I'm on everybody's now. I be on everything.
I don't
Talking
understand Snapchat, and I don't understand what's the other little thing. Not Snapchat. Something else with a picture. Something that the kids are
TikTok.
doing. Oh yeah, I don't understand TikTok.
Me either.
And all of a
I
sudden,
haven't got.
my middle son wants to talk to me via Instagram all the time. I don't understand why he's doing that, and I don't get it. Like, what? Why are you talking to me on Instagram? Send me videos all the time on Instagram. That's how he's communicating with me right now. I don't know Instagram, but yeah, I try to watch
And see, I'm learning Instagram. I've had Instagram for a long time, but Instagram was never my to go place. I was
Mm.
my to go place was Facebook for years, and then I got in my feelings and I decided I was going to do Twitter, but that only lasted like 0.2 seconds because I didn't understand it. And so I went back to Facebook. But now my go-to is Twitter. And so I'm always on Twitter. That's where you find me. I mean, I'm on everybody else. I sprinkle my love everywhere. I'm like, hey, see me here, sunshine there, sunshine everywhere. So I'm sprinkling myself everywhere.
Hey guys, I do have a podcast. I've started doing my podcast all over again. So that's Monday nights. I do a podcast show. So if you go to egentlmelissa.com, you will see my podcast there. And I do it with Anchor, and you can find it on several different platforms because Anchor does share it with 30 different platforms, and I do love that. So I had some pretty awesome stuff to talk about this past Monday, and I will have even more awesome things to talk about next Monday. So tune in to jennamelissa.com or on my Facebook page because I do share it there as well. So listen to my podcast. I try to keep it about 5 or 10 minutes long so I don't bore you to death, but it's some really good stuff there.
Yeah.
All right.
Super, super dope. See, we're relatable. We're real women. We super cool. We're dope. We're all that. Connect with us.
That's
Definitely
right.
connect with us. We have a lot of cool things going on. We're, just really out here trying to make impact and transforming lives. So we are Trinity coaches. I always giggle at this. 3 coaches, 3 perspectives, and 1 solution. We bring the real raw details and we share our thoughts and our opinion. We take our clarity letters seriously because we recognize that there is a face and a whole person behind it. So follow us, comment, like, all that good stuff. We're
Right.
here to support you.
Mention clarity letter. So if it's something that you want us to discuss on the show, please send us your letter. It will be anonymous unless you choose to. I'm gonna even give you the opportunity to show up if you want. If it's something that you want to discuss about your life, we can add you to our show that day. Or you can send the letter to us anonymously on our Facebook page at Trinity Coaches.
What they said.
All
Yep.
that good.
Good show, as usual.
Always.
Great connecting.
All right. Well, are we done? Are we done? Are we
Yeah,
done yet?
girl, we got 15 whole seconds. Do it.
Right?
Woo-hoo! Seconds. I love this friend. This is my family, you guys. I love these ladies. We've been together.
Sisters for life.
Mhm.
Always and forever.
Yes,
There you
ma'am.
go.
Have a fantastic week. Tune in to Trinity Coaches on the 30th of September at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great day.
Mm. Wait. First off, before you go, I gotta get this right.
What?
I thought our next live wasn't until October 7th.
Oh, no, honey. We was live on the 16th, which is today, and the 30th. Oh, no. I got my T's in the wrong places. Oh, I won't see y'all till October.
Okay, so we're coming back on October 7th.
Yeah.
It will be 6
What you
o'clock
say?
Central Time and 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Because baby, at 8 o'clock, I don't know who she think gonna be on here. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
y'all.
What she say? Y'all know I just turned 50 the other day.